Well, hello, travelers. Todd and Michelle, and we're traveling around Disney, and it's the day everybody's been waiting for. It's the day of the peanut butter cold brew copycat recipe that Michelle has developed, and we're going to show you how to do it.
Yes.
So tell them, Michelle.
Say Michelle developed like I was in a lab with a lab coat.
I think you did a great job.
I was here one night late, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can try and make it. So I didn't have a oat milk. I didn't have any cold brew in the house, but I had coffee. I had the oatmeal. I had peanut butter. So I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I use the plain old. Can I say what it is?
Say.
The
We're not
Jif peanut butter.
We're not sponsored.
Jif to me, I've always used it. That's what I have in the cabinet. So that's the brand I used. As far as oatmeal, we usually always have oatmeal hanging around. So the oat milk is super simple to make. By the way, these videos are so much harder to make.
They really are.
Than it is. This is like our fourth start. So we're just going to talk to you like you're our family.
Which you are.
I divided the steps into 3 to make it easy. So what I'm going to do is show you the way I did it to begin with. I just had, an idea. Hey, I wanted it. I didn't want to go down there and fight the crowds and wait in line. So I was like, okay, I should be able to put something close together. So basically the step 1 is making your oat milk. So all I did is I took 1 cup of regular old-fashioned oatmeal. I just had the generic kind from the store. 1 cup to 6 cups of ice cold water. Now oatmeal, we all know, if you put it in the fridge, you can do overnight oats, and that they get thick by the next morning.
Which is what I have for breakfast every morning.
Almost every day. So that's a time issue. And then if you put warm water or you heat it, it's going to cook it and it's going to get thick and sticky. So the goal, I didn't want anything that said slimy around my oat milk. I just wanted it to be oat milk. So 1 cup of regular rolled oats, just a regular cup, and 6 cups, which I use 5 cups of water, and then I put the rest of the cup in as ice to get the water cold. In my blender, process it for 30 seconds, and then I strained mine 3 times until I knew I had, all the oat residue out, and it was just strictly milk. Okay, so I have my 6 cups of water with my ice, because you want to make sure the ice or the water is really super cold. And then 1 cup of oats go in. And then where's my lid? I only process it for like 30 seconds, which is going to get really loud here. Okay, you don't want to over process it because you don't want to end up with slimy oatmeal like we talked about already. All right, so now what you're going to do is, I have 2 bowls here because I'm going to do it twice. So all you do is, I'm not very good at cooking videos. Okay, so all you do is pour it in I just use a big mesh strainer. I have let it strain the first time. For the Pyrex bowl, this is like a little hack I just learned like a couple weeks ago. When you pour it out, you know how it always dribbles down the edge and down and goes everywhere? If you'll put a little stick of butter, you can either smear it on the end, or I just take my finger and put a little butter under the end. So then when you pour it, it pours straight out and it doesn't go all over your counter.
Nice to know.
So anyway, good little tip. All right, this I know you can use in baked goods if you want to save it. I'm not baking anything.
Breads and cookies and stuff like that?
So I'm just going to throw it away.
Okay.
Okay, so this is strain number 2. And again, I just do it because I don't want any bits. And actually, the oatmeal helps make the texture that you have with the real one. There's like a mouth texture you can feel. So I think this oatmeal helps lend to that. All right, so that's the second time. And then the last time I used my little smaller one. So this is actually like the 3rd straining. Because again, and then it goes in my jug. But again, I didn't have any oat milk from the store. So I just hopped online to see. And there's so many different recipes out there. But look how much is still left out there about how to make your oat milk. So you can kind of do this to suit your taste, which is the beautiful part of it. Now this will eventually go down. I'm not going to keep you all from that, but there's actually a lot still in there. Okay, so the very last thing I put in this then is vanilla, and you need a teaspoon of it.
Okay, hold on the vanilla. Go ahead, show them this vanilla. We're not sponsored by this vanilla company.
I'm not going to show them the kind.
Yeah,
but everybody knows where it's from.
Where it comes from. I think it's like $1. It's
98 cents for like a gallon of it.
During the incident that we've had here,
a teaspoon. I
made homemade vanillas, Madagascar bourbon, Tahitian right here. Oh, and wait, Madagascar regular. This is regular vanilla.
Wait, what is that? There's something there.
And I mean, you can see the beans, everything. I mean, these have been sitting for 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. And this is what she uses.
This is what we use in the bakery.
Okay.
It's like, to me, it just flavors vanilla.
She likes it better. Any other thing in there? Sugar?
No. All right, so to recap, because this felt like longer than it really takes. Literally took me 2 minutes on my own.
Yeah.
Cup of oats, 6 cups of really super cold water, blend it for 30 seconds, strain it a couple times, put it in a container. I add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and you're done with the oat milk.
Okay.
It'll settle overnight. I think it tastes better too the next day. I think it gets more of a developed flavor to it, but we used it right away and it was still delicious.
Yeah.
But it does get a little sediment in the bottom. That's normal. Just give it a shake before you use it.
Okay.
All right, step 1 done. On to step 2. Okay, step number 2 is just as simple, and that's the cold brew coffee. I have mine right here. I've done it a couple times. The very first time I did it, I used Joffrey's. And this is all I have left of that, so you can tell that we've had quite a few peanut butter cold brews with it. But generally to make cold brew, it's easy as well. I took 1 cup of grounds. They say coarse grounds, but I just took the coffee I had. Again, I had some Joffrey's, so I used that. But you want a whole cup of the grounds to 5 cups of water. Stir it together in whatever pitcher or anything that you have. Let it sit overnight. At least 12 to 14 hours, and then I did read any longer than that, the coffee can get a little bitter, which I didn't want that. So I was sure 14 hours, I strained mine, and this is what you get. So 1 cup of grounds, 5 cups of water, let it sit in your fridge, mix together. The next day, at least 12 hours later, take it out, strain all your coffee out of it, and that's your cold brew. So this is unsweetened, and it is a concentrate. So that's gonna come into play in a second. So that's step 2. Pretty easy. Okay, so step number 3 is actually just putting it all together. I do mine single serve, so I have this little handy little Ninja that I've had for just years that's got this little blender on it, but you can use your big blender too, whatever you have to shoosh it together. All right, so this is where the magic happens. So basically you put, I don't have my measures, you are going to put 1.5 cups, now I'm working with the concentrate of the cold brew, 1.5 cups of your oat milk.
Dang, she didn't need me to open that for her.
Well, I can just do it in here. All right, so 1.5. We are going to do 1/3 of a cup of the cold brew. Into my blender thingy. See how nice that pours? Again, I did the butter trick underneath that and it doesn't go down the side of it. All right, and then to that, I'm going to add my 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. And again, this is Jif brand, so if you want to do it exactly like I did it, that's what I used. Just plop it in there. And then the sweetener part is to taste. I just did what I put in a regular coffee cup, which I know they're probably gonna think this is a lot, but we make a big cup. So this is 3 tablespoons of sugar, just regular table sugar.
It's actually about 2 servings in that little Ninja.
Yeah, there is. This thing makes 2 pour-overs.
Now, can I use any blender or?
You can use any blender.
Okay.
Blender, anything to kind of blend it up. Again, I have the little Ninja from this thing will like cut you bad. I always go over the max fill, but I don't know what happens, but it always blends it right. And this thing is noisy, so I will be right back.
I only see 1 glass there.
I guess we're gonna share it.
We're gonna
And
sharing.
then you just pour it out, if I can get it without pouring everywhere. Oh my gosh, I can smell it already.
Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good.
And then if you want to be really authentic, just a little bit of cocoa dusting. All right, I make you straw. All right.
I can't believe I got to share.
Look, I'm all red.
Okay, since you've went through this, you taste it first.
Oh my gosh.
Telling you guys, she's
so
nailed
good.
it with this one. Oh my god, it's so good.
That's really good.
This is fantastic. This is a great recipe. Easy to do at home.
I get like...
See, it made 2 servings.
Almost 2.5.
Yeah, so just because the sugar, a lot of people go, oh, but like she said, a lot of these ingredients you can adjust.
Right, to your taste. Right.
More coffee, less coffee, more peanut butter, less peanut butter. Mm-hmm. But it's the oat milk. I really think it's the oat milk is the secret.
I've never had it, ever. It's good though, right?
That's good.
Now what I want to do is see, like I actually went out to the store today and I actually bought oat milk and I bought cold brew. So I'm going to make another one real quick because I want to see, does it taste the same, better? You know, because it would be much more convenient if I didn't have to go through step 1 and 2. We did like a cost breakdown and I think this is like $1 for the serving, $1 a glass. If you buy the stuff out, it's still like $2.80 a serving.
I think yours is $1 for the 2 glasses. Because,
it's $1 for all of this.
Yeah, all of that. So you get 2 glasses, 50 cents. At Gideon, at that other place,
it has
it's
like
$6.
that.
Yeah, it's got a mouthfeel.
Right. There's and I think that you get that from the oat milk. I think you get it from the oat milk. You're drinking it all. We got funny. All right, so I'm gonna try it real quick, and I'll have you watch. We'll just kind of go through it real quick, and I'm gonna make it again with the stuff that I bought. So let's see if it compares.
Sounds good.
All right, so here we go again. This time I'm gonna adjust my cold brew and my milk a little bit because this cold brew is not concentrated. It's like, and it doesn't say anything about it being a concentrate, and it says on the side that 1 serving is 12 ounces. So that tells me that it's not concentrated, or you would probably.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut this back to a cup for the oat milk.
And that says extra creamy oat milk on this?
I did find extra creamy. It's the only one I could find, actually. So, we actually tried it, just the oat milk itself, and it does have a different taste than the one that I made.
It did.
A cup?
Yep, a cup on the cold brew.
Let me smell it real quick. Yeah, it's kind of mild. About the same color.
Yep.
Well, I just want to see, is it the same? You know, like, can you use any kind of thing? Look at that hack. Look at that.
Poured right in. Never knew that hack existed.
I'm going to also use cane sugar in this one as well. Because on the website for the explanation of that drink, he says he uses maple syrup. I don't taste maple in it. So I'm guessing maybe the cane sugar may have a little bit of
Makes sense. That makes total sense.
So I put the same amount because cane sugar to sugar is equal. And then the peanut butter. And I've done this so many times now I can kind of guesstimate. So I'm just going to put a blob in there.
Blob.
There we go. Let's see what happens. Well, it looks the same. It might be a tad bit darker. Oh, it smells the same. Here we go.
There we go. Gonna see.
I'm thinking it might be a little creamier.
Okay.
A little bit of cocoa. The hair's on, it's blowing it.
Get another straw.
Oh, yeah. You want to
Yeah, you gotta get another straw. We cannot have any cross-contamination at
There
all.
we got clear. All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go on Michelle's second version. Store-bought, pretty much. Store-bought.
It's good.
It's good. This
Mine's
version,
better.
I think it might be because of the. Let's see. I think it's because of the coffee. Maybe if you use a concentrate. No,
This one's missing that mouthfeel that you get from the real one.
you're right. You're
It's
right.
maybe the extra creamy. Maybe they took out something from the oat milk. Maybe I don't know because I don't normally drink it. This one's like liquidy, like water, liquidy like, right?
Yeah. It's not as deep. It's not as deep tasting to me as your original.
Although here's the deal. If you're here at Disney Springs, I am in no way, shape, or form going to replace what they make there with what I make at home. This is for something, if you come down here and you're like, oh my God, I fell in love with that drink and I want to make it at home.
Yeah.
Super easy, super simple. If you want to buy the ingredients, you can buy them, come home, mix it up yourself. If you want to do it on your own like I did, you can make each individual part. Then the next time when you make it, like tomorrow morning, it's already done. The coffee's done, the oat milk is done. All I have to do is, 30 seconds in the blender with, a couple tablespoons of peanut butter.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, on our little Ninja, they actually sell a rim for this glass.
They do.
So I can blend it and take it with me. That's what I like
They have a
about
little
it.
cup that you can put on there.
There we go. Okay.
Not sponsored again.
Not sponsored.
I was actually going to go to the store and get like a little cheap one just to do this. And then I got to the store and I was like, I didn't know what I had. I'm like, no, I'm gonna use my Ninja.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Throw a little ice in that in the morning. I can walk right out and actually
Yeah, there
skip
you
the
go.
Starbucks line.
But you need ice in it.
Yeah, of course. It tasted warm. Let's see.
I like both of them.
I like the original version.
Virgin.
But version.
I like them both.
Yeah. I could drink both of them. I wouldn't
Yeah.
turn any one of them away.
And this was how much a glass? Like $6?
$6 at Gideon's for the peanut
For
butter cold
the.
brew.
It's probably like what, a 12 ounce, 8 ounce cup.
Yeah, probably 12 ounce and probably about a 90-minute wait.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
No,
But-
90 minute, like 3 hour wait.
But like she said, I mean, if you're there at Gideon's,
Yeah.
get the peanut butter cold brew. It is the king of all cold brews. I don't care what other flavor
Yeah,
they
it's so
brought
good.
out. Peanut butter cold brew is the
And
best.
if you don't like peanut butter and you don't want the peanut butter, you can use just the oat milk itself with your coffee base and just
Yep.
don't put the peanut butter in it.
And
So that's
remember, gluten and vegan,
vegan and
Gluten-
dairy free.
dairy free, gluten free.
I think it's gluten free as well.
Yeah, I believe so. So everybody can
Yeah.
share in this.
Which who would have known?
Yeah. So great job. Hope you enjoyed Michelle's tutorial on how to
I
make
know I
a
belabored it, right?
peanut butter cold brew. Don't worry. It was fun to do.
Yeah.
These are a lot of
And I have lots of supplies now to make lots of
Yeah, we've got extra. I can just drink all I want now. So, thank you guys so much for joining us on how to make this peanut butter cold brew. And like we always say, travelers, until next time, travel and adventure is out there.
it. Cheers.
Cheers, honey. Oh, I got a good one.